Hola, ¿cómo están? I'm very happy to be on another video. This time is going to be a little different. Esta vez lo voy a hacer un poco más distinto porque lo voy a hacer en inglés. Es mi segundo video que hago en inglés, así es de que varias personas me lo han pedido y me da mucho gusto. Así es de que si no me entienden, váyanse a los settings y pongan para traducirlo. Pero I'm very, very happy to be here.
Me too.
Today.
Happy to have you.
I really appreciate you because when I met you, what was it, at a fashion show, right? You had
a hair battle.
A hair battle, yes. You had a booth, and then we approached you. You were very kind and very smiley, and you gave us product and all of that. And I'm like, I want to talk to her.
Thank you.
And it was very cool. You like right on the spot, you say yes, and now
here we are.
Happening.
That's right.
I appreciate that. Could you please introduce yourself to my audience?
I'm Maricela. I'm an owner here in Sacramento, Midtown, of a beautiful salon, SalonPaisley. And I've been a stylist for 20 years, but I bought the salon in 2020. And we've been riding the wave in business.
2020, you said. Right before or during?
During.
Well, oh my God, I have a lot of questions now. But let's go back to the beginning. So when did you decide to go to cosmetology school?
Right out of high school.
I know what I want. Tell me your journey. How was it?
It was amazing, honestly. You know, I took a year off. My mom was sick. Right when I graduated high school, she went through her first year of breast cancer. So I honed in and took care of her. And then right after that year, August of 2002, I went to beauty school. And it was a little bit of a longer journey because I had to find a school that was affordable for me because it's expensive. And I went to Sacramento City College, and it was really beneficial because I was able to apply for a fee waiver and financial aid. And so it worked out really nice. And it was 2 years. I started in the nail tech program, and then I got a little feel of state board, so then I was ready to go in for the full Cosmo program and then take the big exam. And so it was a little bit of a longer two years journey, but I don't regret it at all. I met some incredible lifetime friends in beauty school that are still friends with me now. And then I went into a salon. I knew I wanted a high-end salon. I knew I wanted to be working with luxury brands. So I found an assistant program, and then I was an assistant in that salon.
Where at?
Right on H and 46, Salon Cube.
Okay.
And I was there for 15 years, and it's still there now.
15 years?
I was there for 15 years.
Now, were you the assistant for the 15 years?
No, 1 year.
1 year.
1 year, and then I was worked for the salon. I became what they called then a commission stylist. Now they're called employee stylists. And so I worked for the salon for about 8 years or so, and then I became independent and was booth rent.
Now tell me the experience on because I remember when I went to cosmetology school, they always talk about the assisting program. And tell me your experience, how was it?
It was very detailed. My mentor was very serious about.
So you're somebody's assistant, or you could be like a lot of
multiple. Whoever my scheduled days were, I assisted the girls that were double booked. So I would be one step ahead of them, right? Greeting their clients, seating their clients, shampooing, styling, helping them mix color. You know, and I was learning all at that same time. Then we would have classes set aside during the week. So a lot of those
like mostly beginning kind of classes, or?
Yeah, just fundamentals on hair cutting, color formulations, updo, smoothing treatments, all services. Never limited perms. We worked on it all.
And how were you getting paid at the time? Hourly or?
A minimum wage. Yeah. And then you get some tips here and there from clients. Mostly, sometimes your service provider who you would be assisting, they would tip you out.
This is a part where I remember as well, where like a lot of like stylists will go back to the school and be like, oh, I was an assistant and they had me sweeping floor and all of that. People would just bail out of it, like, no, that's not what I want. You kept going.
You pay your dues. You gotta start in order to go up. You know, you gotta pay your dues, you gotta sweep, you gotta shampoo, you gotta humble yourself in this game. And I still do it to this day in my salon. I'm still sweeping hair and shampooing and helping. Hey, you're running behind, let me help you. It's what we're all here for. You know, it's a constant learning, constant People move, it's just like you constantly have to build. And
tell me about the shift when you were from assistant to being your own stylist.
The first year was the hardest. Every stylist, every service provider needs to know that your first year is the hardest year. Don't give up, because you're not only proving yourself as your skills and your talent, but your personality, who you are, attracting people. When you touch people, it's like a whole nother element of energy.
That was funny, yeah, touching people. And every time when I talk about some, like presentation or class or anything, I'm like, we're the ones that touch people.
And think about every other industry that touches people. It's a lot of it is medical. A lot of it is really healing, right? Massaging, medical. So that's what we do. We save people's lives here. We really do by this energy touching.
Now, was it hard to build a clientele?
Oh my gosh, yes, so hard. And I was young and.
How old were you?
20. I was like, I just started. I was in my 20s, right when I finished my assistant program. I was like 23 years old. And yeah, I just was, flaky and constantly just have a different lifestyle. And of course you have your personal life, but I kept pushing through. And I was so blessed to have the mentors around me to put me in check. Be Mari, get it, I was so blessed that people saw the potential and kept me aligned and were with me along the way. And that's why I stayed.
When you become independent, were you making more money? How was it?
It was more work. Then I became a business owner.
That's true.
Right? Nobody tells you that though when you're in beauty school. You're independent, you're gonna make money, that's your goal. Schedule. You're gonna make your own schedule, and that's still manageable as an employee stylist. As a commission stylist, I was still managing my own schedule within reason, right? But yes, it definitely make more money essentially. But at the end, the taxes, the running your own business, keeping track of the books, that was overwhelming. And that took me a long time to grasp. I mean, like 10 years to really grasp it and to really hone in on this is running a business. I have to really market myself and constantly ask for referrals, constantly rebooking, constantly retelling. It's running a business.
And back in the days we didn't have social media. How would you do it? How are you doing it?
Word of mouth. People in my chair.
Or throwing your business card everywhere you go.
Everywhere we go. And even with social media now, I always tell my team now, bring it back to the roots. Everywhere you're going, pass out your cards. Let them know what you do. When you're building, that's what it takes. Got to constantly telling people what you do.
Okay, so life was going good. You were, I'm pretty sure on those 10-year periods, you were doing money, you were comfortable. Why did you want to open a salon?
It's just kind of my passion to go to the top, right? Keep climbing the ladder and okay, this is the top now. And I want to inspire others. I want to build a team, I want to change people's lives and take the light and turn on the light bulb in their head too. So that was really my motivation too. And my husband too was a big motivation too. He's a big business guy and he's like, we're gonna own a salon one day. And I was like, okay, that could be cool. So that helps when you have that support too.
How did that happen? How did you find it? What was your first step? The reason of my question is because some of us sometimes we're like, oh, I want to open a salon, but it's just in the head. How did you make it a reality? Where did you start first?
Well, it always starts here, and then praying and just what is it, God? What do you want from me to make this happen? How do I make this happen, right? And so, again, you have the support around you, and where I was at for 15 years, I thought that was going to be it. This was going to salon. She's going to retire one day. I'm going to buy it, right? God had a different plan for me, She did approach me. We did negotiate. My husband was like, that's not the plan for us, honey. So that was in 2018. That book closed, right? Then 2019, the salon was sold. And I'm thinking, okay, we got a new owner. I'm going to roll with the punches. This is awesome. Then in the back of my mind and heart, I still felt like I I still want a salon, but not this salon. And what does that look like now, right? So I knew that I didn't necessarily want to build it, because that does like creating, I knew I wanted to kind of take over something. And again, praying, and I knew the owner here, and she called me randomly and said, Maricela, I want to sell my salon, and you're the only person that I've been thinking about it, and I feel like God put you on my heart. And I was like in lockdown in 2020 at the salon that I was at, and I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna happen. But thank you so much for the offer. Life is on lockdown, like, no, but thank you. She's like, well, just think about it and let me know. And I went home, and my husband's like, how's your day? And I was like, oh, I got this random call from this lady and wants to sell me her salon. And he's like, what? Let's go look at it right now. So we came, we looked at it, and the girls were working in here, and he's like, I want to talk to her. And 3 months later, we had it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, when you are purchasing a salon, what is the steps? Like, do you talk about measurements, please?
Oh, absolutely. And again, our situation was unique because it was a turnkey. It was established here 15 years. She was the second owner who I purchased the salon from. So yes, a lot of negotiations were in the play. What's going to stay, what's going to go, were in the play. But it all came to a really nice agreement and arrangement. And the team that she had stayed at the time for the first year with me. And then I started building my team, and people's change, evolve.
So 2020, you said yes this time.
Yeah.
What was the feeling when you signed the contract and everything, when it was like already real?
Oh, crap. I was like, crap, what did we do? And of course, I had to really humble myself. I had to really, because...
What month of 2020?
November.
Okay.
November. Yeah, we're still in, we didn't have a lockdown just yet. We did have one in December. And we did what we did through that time, and we made it. But, yeah, it was like, whoa, you felt, you're at the top and you feel alone. You do. And that was the first time in my career that I felt alone, in a salon, because you had this support in this team. But when you're the boss,
it feels different.
It feels different. Mm-hmm. It feels different. And people found out I got it. Some of my friends came, and then Maricela's the boss now, like we're friends, but I still have to be the boss. I have to be the same with everyone. So that was a huge adjustment, because I was friends with everybody in the salon. I loved everybody. I was always making everybody together. And I still create that atmosphere here, but it's different. So that was my biggest takeaway, was like, oh man, like it is different. And I called my mentor, and I'm like, I'm so sorry for all the things that I did. When I was, you don't know until you know, and she was laughing at me. She's like, you're right, you don't know until you know. And thank you for that, because you're probably the only one that's ever called me and said sorry.
Yeah. How was it first day when you're like officially coming in, opening the door without thinking about the 2020 situation? How was it to come in and open the door for the first day, for the first time?
It was overwhelming, it was exciting, but there was a lot of emotions, there was a lot of emotions, because also that same year was just a crazy year, but it was also the year that I left the salon that I was at for 15 years. So that was heavy on my heart too, and they took it some kind of way, some of the team members too, of course, but you have to do. And now 4 years later, people see and people go, I'm proud of you. And I'm proud of that for coming and supporting.
Let's talk about management. How do you manage this salon? Like how many stations are occupied?
I have 10 stylists. It kind of depends on the days. Our busiest days are usually towards the end of the week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We could have, all of them full at those times, or one or two at the time. So it's pretty flexible. Managing is definitely unique. I try to be a little untraditional when it comes to being a manager, but I do have to run the business. I do have to make things fair for everybody. We have team meetings every month. I run an assistant program now. I've mimicked what I was trained and what I've seen for those 15 years that I was there, and I saw a lot of success, and I've been doing it here, and I've already had 3 girls run through my assistant program at Paisley and building their clientele and here with me. So I'm blessed to have that.
Exciting. So you pretty much work with commission and hourly rate and all of that, right?
Yep, they're all employee stylists here.
Because see how it's changing, that I feel like the industry is changing, like all the new rules and this and that, the people is stacking, how state board is stacking. How is that affecting you as a salon owner?
Oh, it was a big effect, especially this last year when I decided for my business model, I really want to build the assistant program. So building that assistant program is going to consist of having employee stylists. So I had to phase out some of those independent contractors and just build up. And so that was a whole nother game plan, you know, but it feels good too. It feels good to do that. And it is difficult. And there are some hiccups with the state, because the industry, like you said, is changing drastically now. That's why the assistant program is so, it's a really, it's a gem, because now they only have to have 1,000 hours in California. It used to be 1,600 hours. And so now they need that more training if they want to be a luxury brand stylist, a 6-figure stylist. I do think that assistant program is super important right now in this state.
So the way that you're going to pay them is through whatever the salon makes, right?
We pay them an hourly wage.
But it's out of the services that you
then they offer. They start at 45% of their services.
Wow. Isn't that scary?
Oh, it's so scary. It's so scary. But I've been doing it for the last year, you know, really heavily, fully. And it's been going. It's been going. And we're just going to continue building and building and building and let it keep on going. You know, that's where I see it happening.
Besides that, because you said that this is a high-end salon, and it is just beautiful. Just by the time you walked into the building, it's just like, man, I want to be here and get my hair done. But rent, expenses, how is that?
It's expensive. It's expensive. We've had to raise our prices once this year. We did a $5 increase on all of our services because we were getting increased by our retailers, our color line, our foils, all that went up too. You know, minimum wage went up. If Taco Bell can raise their prices 3 times in a year, 1 time isn't bad for a small business, you know? Yeah. So you just have to go with inflation. You have to go with the times. You have to go with the economy. And so I'm learning all of that too. You know, and the clients that want to support you, they support you.
They'll be here.
Yeah, and they know the brands, and they know that the girls are trained. Everybody's trained highly, so, and detailed with the client. So they want to come.
If I want to work here as an assistant, what is your requirements?
My requirements are to have a good attitude, positive, you know, humble, smile, you know, and just be ready to learn, be eager, be driven. You know, those are my requirements. Of course, you have to have your license. You are doing both duties. I maximize, and also it's good for you to learn the A's and B's of the salon. Doing the front desk, you call to confirm appointments, you answer phones to book appointments. So it goes side by side. You're also doing laundry, sweeping hair, shampooing. You're also doing all that too.
Now, if I want to work here, I have to start as an apprentice, or I can become as a senior stylist, or?
You could become a stylist. It just kind of depends on your history. You know, where have you been? What have you done? I have you come in. We talk on the phone. Then I have you come in. And do a working interview. So you'll bring a model, and you'll either do a haircut or a color service, and you kind of vibe with the team, see where you're at in your level and training and skill, and then we go from there. But yes, I have hired a couple girls that have not gone through my program, but they have gone through other programs maybe, but maybe 1, 2, 3 years stylists. Yeah.
One thing that J Street on Sacramento has is there's a lot of beauty salons. How is And I remember I used to own a nail salon, and I was the only one at my location. But then another salon came, and it became like that little cute little bar, if you want to think about it like that.
Mhm.
How do you manage that?
You stand out by doing events like where we met, the hair battle, and you communicate too. You see what they're specializing in, and then you go, okay, there's no compete there. They're doing different things than we're doing, different products than we're doing. I just try to take it with a grade and go, there's plenty of clients for everybody. No need to be jealous or insecure. Let's just work together. There's thousands of hairdressers and there's billions of people out there. So we'll be just fine. We'll be just fine.
I like the attitude. That's true.
It's just
like, I don't want to worry about things like that.
Yeah. I got to stay focused, and there's plenty to go around for all of us, and let's work together. Like the other day, State Board was around, and they're the people that come and check us. They keep us accountable with our license. That's good. But it's nice to have a little heads up. Of course, they don't give you a heads up, but they were at the salon down the street. They called me. Hey, State Board's in town. Just let me know. They just left. So I went over there and let the other salon know. Just kept it going. Yeah, we're working together too.
Oh, how beautiful. I think it's beautiful.
It's important.
Now, do you, you said, do you have meetings once a month?
Once a month with my team. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we will, start the team. A lot of the times I like to start it with like a game. Like we'll play a game and then we'll get into business, and then we'll end it with some fun stuff too, like some events that are coming up. And then I try to do like a team building every summer. This summer we went to Wake Island. I don't know if you've ever been there. It's in Rolinda, and it's where they do all these jump things and these slides and water zip lines. Super fun. You got a cabana.
So you took the whole team for that?
Took the whole team for that. And so we just have fun, and just another way to just support each other outside of the salon.
Who pays for that? The boss?
The boss in the salon. Yeah. You just you budget and you make it happen. I can't do it all the time, but
I think it's beautiful to do, because it's cool to see us outside our circle, but at the same time, kind of like respecting the line of everybody's title. I think, no?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And we do a holiday thing at the end of the year too, of course. Yeah.
You said 10 stylists, right? Mm-hmm. How long have they been here? For how long?
My longest been here 3 years. I do also have an esthetician room. So I rent that room out to the 2 estheticians that are here. They're fabulous. They've been here for 15 years. I'm the 3rd owner that they have been with. The best owner, they say. Meredith and Renee. So they're here too. And then the next would be the 3 years. Yeah. And then probably, I just hired my new assistant. She graduated in May. So she's been here since then.
Oh, how cute.
Yeah. She's a rock star. Yeah. She's doing good.
What kind of services do you offer?
We do haircuts, color services, lightening services, perms, men's haircuts, scalp treatments, deep conditioning. We do it all. Yeah, smoothing treatments. And then the estheticians, one of them specializes in sugaring, and then the other specializes in traditional waxing. Yeah, and they do facials. We have image skincare, care sauce for the hair, and Arica for the hair.
Wow. Yeah. This is beautiful. I'm just in love with the picture.
Thank you. And location. KN24. That was another given when we first came and looked at this place. And Paisley's honestly been very special to me in my heart. When I was at my salon for 15 years, I had 2 really good girlfriends come work here. So I would come visit them and see them. So it's always been really special to me. And that's how I met the previous owner. And so,
it was meant to be.
It was meant. God knows what he's doing. Put me right where I need to be here on KN24, where it's golden. 24K.
And you have plants. You're a plant lady.
I'm a plant lady. I love plants.
How does it take to take care of them? Because they're beautiful.
Thank you. Well, we get a lot of light here.
Well, that's one thing.
And my team definitely helps me, water them. We usually in the summer twice a week, and then winter once a week. Yeah.
What projects do you have for the future?
Wow. Let's see. Well, I want to be out in the community more for sure. I want to collaborate more with other salon owners and other business owners, and just be more out in the community, putting myself out there more, putting the team out there, and just collaborating. That's
I
definitely.
think that's what's next for everybody in general. Like interact, collaborate with each other. I feel like one thing that the industry have done. No. One thing that social media have done to me is break the embarrassment and have the eager and the excitement of approaching somebody like you and tech. Because I don't know, 5 years ago, I don't think I would have the energy or the guts to approach you because I was a salon owner. And I'm like, no, we shouldn't be talking. But I feel like that's what social media did to me. Being able to approach and I'm telling you, I told you from the beginning, it's like, you're so cool. And right on the spot, you said yes. You didn't even know what was going on. You're like, yes. And I think that's the coolest thing.
Thank you.
That's the coolest thing. And I hope this interview is just more than just an interview. Maybe we can interact later on in life. I don't know. Would you have
I would love that.
something to share? I may have something to share. I don't know.
That's right.
Let's figure it out.
That's right. Let's keep collaborating. That's
Exactly.
right. You never know what this is going to evolve to.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Any advice that you have for future stylists or salon owners?
Just, my advice is to just keep trucking along, stay positive, and just keep working hard. That's what it takes. It's hard work and staying positive. Most important.
Exactly.
That's
I
right.
forgot to ask you one question. Your name is Maricela.
Yes.
What's your background? Why Maricela?
I'm Puerto Rican. So, sí hablo español, pero no lo hablo tan
Why did you
bien.
make me suffer?
Porque no lo hablo tan bien. And, I speak Spanglish more so. But my mom and dad both were born in Puerto Rico. Yes. And my mom moved here and my dad was much older than her, but it was like in the 70s. She was, I think, 18, 19, and he was like in his 30s. But that's a long story. But yeah, that's my history. My mom very much is raised a single mom, 3 kids, and was very much like, I'm Puerto Rican, and you're Puerto Rican, and that's it. Yeah. And also, I was named after my mom.
Oh.
She's Maricela, rest in peace.
Oh.
And she named me Maricela, but I always went by Marcela, which is a beautiful name too. But when I graduated high school, she's like, listen here with her thick Puerto Rican accent. Your name is Maricela, like mine. And you have to say it like that.
You have to correct people.
And you can correct people, you cannot, but you have to let them know, like, that's your name is Maricela. It's not Marcela.
That
was like the best. That was the best.
I think it's beautiful, even though you're my second interview in English because most of my videos are Spanish, but I have a lot of friends and clients that they're like, why you don't do nothing on English? I'm like, okay. So thanks for not saying that you speak Spanish because I would be speaking Spanish pretty long time.
And your English is beautiful. Yeah. What's your background?
Well, I was born in Mexico. My mom brought me when I was 15 years old.
Oh, wow.
And, I went to high school 11 and 12, and then right after I went to cosmetology school.
Right on.
And I feel like I learned English through the time, I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Sometimes I get a bit intimidated with the language because some words, maybe like you and your Spanish, like you don't say it right, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, I speak 2 languages.
That's right. That's right. That's the cool thing. That's right.
So thank you very much. I really appreciate your time. I really had a good time. My goal is to learn from you, your aspects, your journey. So I hope this interview helps anybody else in the industry who wants to go on this path. This path is beautiful. Has a lot of bumpies, but at the end, I don't think I can work for somebody. I love to be a stylist, a salon owner. I love this industry in general.
Me too. I love it too. And so if you're out there doing it, just keep doing it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And if you have any questions, come check me out. SalonPaisley. 24 ticket.
And she's so lovely. I just told you, I've been telling you from the beginning, she's so lovely. She will say yes to anything.
That's partially my problem.
True that. Gracias otra vez.
Gracias.
And thank you very much. See you guys on the next video.
Bye.